FirstRand Preference Shares are issued by FirstRand Ltd. I think we've got a trend going here. And they were listed in 2005, pay out 68% of the prime rate.
Right, so the market capitalization and issue, so clearly we're not referring to FirstRand's market cap, which is about 300 billion rand. This is a tiny little slice of their permanent capital structure. 3.89 billion rands worth in aggregate of these things in issue.
Presently offer an effective yield of 7.8%, so pretty much in line with a Standard and ABSA.
Yes, and very little to choose between the three. You would look where maybe the most liquid one is and buy into that one.
I want to just touch on that issue of liquidity. I think there's a sort of honor-bound understanding that the banks that issue these things are supposed to provide adequate liquidity. In other words, if you own some and you want to sell them, they ought to be on the buy side, on the bid, looking to take them off your hands. But of course, they're not in the business of providing a charitable exit. This is not the Salvation Army. So they make the bid spread offer a little wider, so you're actually getting a little bit bent over when you sell these things or buy them, I'm afraid.
Is there anything that lets this stand out, FirstRand over ABSA or Standard Bank?
The only thing that stands out is that their effective yield is the lowest, 68% of prime. So maybe they canny when they timed their issue that the demand was the highest and managed to issue them as at the lowest cost to the bank. So actually, as an ordinary shareholder in FirstRand, you're benefiting by the lower cost of funding in the preference shares. So quite interesting. So maybe saying, FirstRand, quite clever guys, and buy the ordinary shares because they know what they're doing to get the lowest cost of funding.
Fine. Look, I think let's call this one because we've got a couple of other ones that are a little bit more interesting. The graph, I'm being told we must look at the graph. So there you go. You can see they traded around par in recent times at 100 Rand and they've sort of slipped lower. So that tells a story as well. Just one other issue about the issue is, for one reason or another, they haven't been issuing a lot of new shares like this. And I think that has to do with the fact that when they were popular, the banks could count them as part of their tier 1 capital ratios. Now there's a sort of a question mark or a haircut that they're subject to. So they don't really like them either. They're keeping these ones because, you know, they might as well just let them run on. But they're not pumping the market full of attractive.
Should I just do it for the sake of the format of the show, hot or not?
Not hot.
Paul?
No, not for me,
No
I wouldn't
surprises here.